They call it the flying tank, a plane so tough it can take a beating and come back for more. But what makes the A-10 Warthog the most feared aircraft on the battlefield? And why is it still the soldier's best friend decades later? The A-10 Thunderbolt II, affectionately nicknamed the Warthog, is a legend in modern warfare. With its iconic Gatling gun and armour built to survive anything, this plane has a reputation that's hard to match. But is its legacy in danger as new technologies emerge? Stay tuned as we dive into what makes the Warthog an irreplaceable part of the US Air Force and why its future is far from certain. Welcome back to the war. In the early 1970s, the US military faced a major problem. How do you stop Soviet tanks from overrunning Europe in the event of a Cold War invasion? The solution: a plane designed to kill tanks and survive to tell the tale. Enter the A-10 Thunderbolt II, built around the massive GAU-8 Avenger Gatling gun. This beast can fire 3,900 rounds per minute, shredding anything in its path. But the Warthog wasn't just about firepower, it was about staying power. With titanium armour, redundant flight systems, and engines placed high to avoid ground fire, it was a plane made to take hits and keep flying. And just a fun fact for you, that titanium bathtub around the pilot, it can shrug off direct hits from armor-piercing rounds. So why did this unconventional design almost get cancelled before it ever saw combat? Let's dig deeper. The A-10 first saw combat during Operation Desert Storm in 1991, where it earned its stripes, and then some. Its missions were straightforward: destroy as many Iraqi tanks and vehicles as possible, and it did so with brutal efficiency. In just 43 days, the A-10 destroyed over 900 tanks, 2,000 other vehicles, and 1,200 artillery pieces. But what made the A-10 so effective wasn't just its firepower, it was its ability to operate where other aircraft couldn't. Flying low and slow, Warthog pilots had a front row seat to the battlefield, providing unmatched precision. When troops were pinned down or enemy armour was advancing, the A-10 was there to deliver devastating firepower exactly where it was needed. That kind of close air support was a game changer, and its ability to loiter over the battlefield for hours at a time meant the fight would always turn in favour of friendly forces. And then there's the sound, the infamous, and don't laugh, of the GAU-8 Avenger cannon. It's a sound you'll never forget, one that strikes fear into the enemy and relief into friendly forces. It's not just noise, it's the sound of survival. The cannon's 30mm rounds are armour-piercing and capable of tearing through the toughest tanks, making it the ultimate tank buster. Soldiers have said that hearing the A-10 overhead is like having a guardian angel watching over them. It's a psychological boost that goes far beyond its firepower. In the chaos of combat, that distinct growl of the cannon means the cavalry has arrived. The A-10 isn't just loved for its firepower, it's respected for its toughness. Pilots often describe the Warthog as a flying tank for good reason. During Desert Storm, stories emerged of A-10s limping back to base with one engine destroyed, half a wing missing, and entire control surfaces blown away, yet they still made it home. This durability isn't an accident. The A-10's designers built it to survive worst case scenarios. The pilot sits in a titanium bathtub which can resist armor-piercing rounds, and the engines are mounted high to avoid debris and small arms fire. And its redundant flight systems mean that even significant damage won't bring the plane down. This isn't just a plane that wins battles, it's a plane that brings its pilots and ground crews home. But what happens when the Warthog faces modern anti-aircraft weapons? That's where its design truly shines. The relationship between the A-10 and ground troops is unique. Soldiers often refer to the Warthog as a lifesaver because of its ability to operate in the worst conditions and still deliver support. Like faster jets that might drop bombs and move on, the A-10 stays in the fight, circling overhead like a hawk. Its pilots work closely with ground commanders, ensuring every round counts. In Afghanistan, one Marine described an encounter where his unit was surrounded by Taliban forces. Ammunition was running low, and the situation looked hopeless. Then the A-10 arrived. It wasn't just about firepower, it was about persistence. The Warthog didn't just clear the enemy, it stayed until reinforcements could arrive, ensuring the safety of every Marine on the ground. Another veteran said it best: when you hear the "and again don't laugh," you know you're going home. That kind of reputation isn't just earned, it's proven time and again on the battlefield. Despite its success, the A-10 has been under constant threat of retirement. The Air Force argues that newer jets, like the F-35, can perform the same mission more effectively, but critics point out that no other aircraft can take the punishment the A-10 can, or deliver the same close air support. Public outcry and pressure from veterans have kept the Warthog in service for years. Congress has repeatedly stepped in to save the plane, calling it irreplaceable for certain missions. Even in the modern era, where drones and advanced jets dominate, the A-10's simple, rugged design fills a niche no other plane can. Do you think the A-10 should retire? Let us know in the comments. Here's something you might not know. The A-10 can carry an incredible variety of weapons, from bombs to missiles to its iconic 30mm cannon. It's also one of the easiest planes to maintain. Ground crews able to swap out engines or patch up damage in record time. And did you know the A-10 was almost replaced by helicopters in the 1980s? Military planners believe that attack helicopters would perform the same missions more effectively. That idea quickly fell apart when the A-10 outperformed them in every scenario. But what's the real secret to the war's success? Might not be what you think. Even in modern conflicts, where technology dominates, the A-10 continues to prove its worth. In Afghanistan and Iraq, the Warthog was a critical asset for troops in rugged terrain where other aircraft struggled to operate. Its ability to fly low and slow makes it perfect for humanitarian missions as well, like rescuing stranded soldiers or civilians under fire. The Warthog is a reminder that sometimes simplicity beats sophistication. In an age of stealth jets and hypersonic missiles, the A-10 shows that there's still a place for raw power and rugged durability. The A-10 Warthog isn't just a plane, it's a symbol of resilience, innovation, and the bond between soldiers and their tools of war. story isn't just about battles fought, but about lives saved. Hi soldiers, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to check back in again soon. That's an order.